you serious? Are you serious? The winds are blowing in Newfoundland, Canada. And we're hearing from some of our online church up there asking for prayer. But there's Category 2 hurricane winds. It's not a hurricane, but that's how hard the wind's been blowing, the rain. There's damage everywhere, 40,000 people without power, folks in the prayer closets. While that's happening, here's a report. According to PAL Airlines and aerospace meteorologist Brian Walsh says that it's been 40 years since the sustained winds this strong have been recorded at the airport there in Newfoundland. He says that at 12:30 p.m., the airport recorded sustained winds at 106 kilometers an hour. The top speed recorded was 158 kilometers. That was the highest gust. And so it's crazy what's going on there in Newfoundland. We really need to pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ there. Meanwhile, the extreme weather conditions is coast to coast because, again, the rains keep coming down, the floodwaters keep rising, and the Oroville Dam is in jeopardy. And BP Earthwatch has got a very powerful video about this. You can check it out at his channel, at the BP Earthwatch YouTube channel. But certainly, the extreme weather conditions around the globe are off the charts, and they have not stopped, and they're getting worse. The big crack in the ground in Italy that's threatening 2 small towns. The unbelievable Hell's Mouth opening in Siberia, Russia, which is just off. I never seen anything like that, where the ground literally opening up like the gates of hell almost. They're calling it the mouth of hell. There's just an unbelievable, apocalyptic, catastrophic, if we're not careful, cataclysmic, extreme weather conditions still happening around the world. So we'll keep you up to speed. Don't miss tonight, Sunday Night Live. We'll be praying for everybody up there in Canada, all of our brothers and sisters in Newfoundland. We're praying for you. God bless. Don't miss tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. My guest will be Russ Dizdar. All right? So we got a lot to talk about. God bless all of you. Are you serious? Are you serious? They have found a massive statue, an ancient statue in Cairo, Egypt, of an elongated skull. That's right, of an elongated skull, a statue 26 foot tall. They believe it's of Ramses II, the famous pharaoh of Egypt. Matter of fact, let me just show you. Here's some of the, and Dabu 77 has got a great YouTube video on this. I'll put the link of that below. Also, NPR has a great full article on this. Here is the actual photo. This was taken by Getty Images, and there you see they have these huge cranes, backhoes. That's an actual backhoe. They're digging this thing out. There is part of the skeleton, actually statue, that they're pulling up. Not skeleton, statue. Okay, I'll show you some more information. The identification of this newly discovered colossus as the famous Ramses II is not yet confirmed, but it's believed to be him. Dr. Aman Ashmani, the head of the Egyptian team, indicated that they're going to now complete the research and excavation work of the remaining sections of this statue to confirm the identity of its owner. On the discovered portions, there is no inscription yet found that would make it possible to determine which king it is, but discovery in front of the gate of the temple of Pharaoh of Ramses II suggests that it is likely him. Now, Amo Ashmawi and Derek Ra of the University of Leipzig have been working on this. Let me just give you, here's a side picture. That is of the skull. That's the ear, okay? That is the ear. And I'll show you the front of the face of the skull in a moment as they're digging this thing out. Unbelievable. It's made of quartzite. It's just an incredible, unbelievable. But here's what's going to blow your mind. Wait till you see this next picture. Ramses II is known as the Greeks of the Osmanes. Today, the name is most familiar thanks to the impassable passage of time, which was a romantic poet Percy Shelley wrote. But look at this. An Egyptian worker is standing next to the head of the statue of the site of the new discovery of what they believe could be a 26-foot tall statue made of quartzite of Ramses II. But look at this. Here's there it is. There it is. This picture taken by Getty's Images. Check this out, folks. Are you serious? That skull, what? Elongated. elongated skull makes you start to think about the days in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, where there were angels, the fallen angels, came and looked upon the daughters of men, saw they were fair, took from them wives as they chose, and they bore them giants, renowned men, giants in the land. And there has been already skulls found in Peru, and we know L.A. Marzulli's been involved in that. There's been skulls found in Mexico. There's been skulls found all over the world, some of them with elongated skulls in the Middle East area as well as Peru. And here's a statue of probably Ramses II, certainly one of the pharaohs. There's his ear again, but you're looking at from the backside. That's his skull. It's an elongated skull. Unbelievable. We're going to check into more of this. Now, here's the situation. These different skulls that have been found, and skeletal remains have been found historically over the years of giants that were probably in the neighborhood of 13 to 14 foot tall. And that shouldn't shock us. The Bible tells us that when Joshua and Caleb and all the spies went into the land of Israel to spy out the land of Canaan, they saw the Canaanites, this tribe of Canaanites, and they said, we look like grasshoppers compared to these guys. Well, if you're 6 foot tall like I am, and you look up at a man 14 foot tall, are you serious? Are you serious? You would feel like a grasshopper. And they have found giants all over the world, skeletal remains of giants, and every time the Smithsonian Institute comes and takes the skeletons away, and we never, ever see them displayed again. Now, they don't have a problem displaying the dinosaurs. They don't have a problem displaying the large dinosaur bones from many, many years ago, but they don't want to show you the Nephilims, the skeletal remains of these Nephilims and giants, because if they do, it blows the entire Neanderthal theory out the window. It throws Darwinism out the window, and it solidifies and proves the biblical narrative that there were giants in the land in the book of Genesis before and after the flood. And we know they were because after the flood is when Joshua and Caleb saw these giants and had to fight these different tribes, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Amalekites, the Moabites, the Canaanites, all of these different tribal giants. And also David, the Philistine giant, he took down, of course, Goliath of Gath, which some believe was almost 10 foot tall. And of course, he had 4 other ugly brothers bigger than him. So this, they have to hide this. But now they find this statue, and the statue is of a pharaoh who had an elongated skull. No wonder there were these pharaohs of Egypt. And remember, the giants were around during the days of the pharaohs because the children of Israel were slaves to the Egyptians. And they had to break free on the Passover and then go through the wilderness, only to wind up at the Jordan River to cross into Canaan, and there's these giants. So no doubt Ramses, all of the Ramses and pharaohs were probably had the DNA of the Nephilims and had the intellect to build and the ability with the ancient understanding, the technology of the fallen ones. That's why they were such master builders. This is why they were such mighty hunters like Nimrod. So anyway, they're trying to hide this stuff from us. I'll be back with some more current world events, but it is certainly very fascinating finding. I really wish I could hear what L.A. Marzulli is going to say about this one. Are you serious? Are you serious? Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. We're living in the last days. That which has been hidden is being revealed. Are you saved? Are you serious? Are you serious? Fukushima! Radioactive! Radioactive! This is getting out of control, and we got to deal with it. Even if we don't know what to do, we got to deal with it. We got to try something. We just can't sit here and let 6 nuclear reactors melt down and destroy the world. Well, we've got new information. Scientific researcher Ken Jensen, I had him on my show a couple weeks ago, has sent me some new information today that is coming out of Fukushima. Dr. Kalikak says that they will never be able to clean up or to decommission this thing. They said it's a fantasy if you think they can fix it. What was also revealed in these new photos is what appears to be a hole in the grate at the bottom of Unit 2 reactor containment vessel. It's variously been described as 1 meter or 2 meters in diameter. Huge hole at the bottom. What does this all mean? They asked the doctor. He said, well, I spoke to Arnie Gunderson, who is a nuclear engineer, and he said that the robot did pick up structural damage when it went into the building of Unit 2, which means it makes it unstable. Should there be another earthquake greater than 7 on the Richter scale, which then means the building could collapse, which then means that if this happens, folks, this would be incredible. This means it would collapse onto the molten core and also with the spent fuel rods, which are incredibly radioactive. And so in the spent fuel pool, they would go down as well. And a huge amount of radiation would be released, and such that it would be the end of Japan, and certainly very much radioactive fallout in the northern hemisphere, such that I would probably get my family from Boston to come straight away to Australia to get away. Are you serious? This is new information. We're just now getting it. I'm just getting this information within the hour. Back on March 7th, another report said on the floor under the pressure vessel of reactor number 2, a large hole was discovered. It is believed to have been created when the nuclear fuel fell down. And even on March the 2nd, a robot that was sent in, this is according to Associated Press, was sent into Unit 2. Containment vessel could not reach as close to the core area as was hoped for because it was blocked by deposits believed to be a mixture of melted fuel and broken pieces of structures on the inside. Also, the robot did not last 2 hours. The radiation was so powerful, it just melted it down and shut it down. So this is what we're dealing with as the Tokyo Electric Power Company is not, and the government of Japan for that matter, not truly releasing all of the real information. But of course, we know BP Earthwatch now has his Geiger counter radiation Geiger counter system being set up around the world. People are getting these and they're sending in their information to BP Earthwatch at his website at www.bpearthwatch.com. And he is gathering the information, and you can check out his YouTube channel, and he'll keep you up to speed as the information comes forward. But certainly, we're living in dangerous times. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous times. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. Time is running out. Serious? Are you serious? The winds are blowing in Newfoundland, Canada, and we're hearing from some of our online church up there asking for prayer, but there's category 2 hurricane winds. It's not a hurricane, but that's how hard the wind's been blowing, the rain, there's damage everywhere, 40,000 people without power, folks in the prayer closets. Also, while that's happening, here's a report. According to PAL Airlines and aerospace meteorologist Brian Walsh says that it's been 40 years since the sustained winds this strong have been recorded at the airport there in Newfoundland. He says that at 12:30 p.m. the airport recorded sustained winds at 106 kilometers an hour. The top speed recorded was 158 kilometers. That was the highest gust. And so it's crazy what's going on there in Newfoundland. We really need to pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ there. Meanwhile, the extreme weather conditions is coast to coast because, again, the rains keep coming down, the floodwaters keep rising, and the Oroville Dam is in jeopardy. And BP Earthwatch has got a very powerful video about this. You can check it out at his channel, at the BP Earthwatch YouTube channel. But certainly, the extreme weather conditions around the globe are off the charts, and they have not stopped. And they're getting worse. The big crack in the ground in Italy that's threatening 2 small towns. The unbelievable Hell's Mouth